you beautiful people, it is a beautiful, it is a wonderful, stunning morning. It is currently, based off of this, it's currently like 75 degrees outside, which is a beautiful temperature. It's going to be a hot one today, obviously. It just got done all the rain. It's going to be humid, too. Because, like I said, just got done with all this raining. It's hot, humid. But overall, it's still going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day for hay. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to be a great day for hay or not. It's been a while since I've done farming, so forgive me for not knowing too much about farming, things of that nature. So I wouldn't say I'm a farmer by trade. I understand a little bit of it. The only thing I really know is that farmers are hard-ass workers. That's what they are. They're just super duper hard workers. Anyways, I hope you guys having a wonderful, it is almost Friday. It's currently Thursday over here. It's that day right before the weekend where you're just like trying to power through it. There's also the day right before payday too, for me anyways. Some people get paid on the opposite, some people get paid weekly. Either way, it's like very close to payday. And I want to discuss something about that that strikes me as a weird statistical fact and a sad truth. And that sad truth is that 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, now what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that 3 out of 4 people in a room are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, my initial thoughts on that whole entire concept was, man, that sucks. You got people who are, they get paid bi-weekly or weekly, whatever, and they're struggling to make it by, things of that nature. However, it may also be a little bit further from the truth, because I'm not taking consideration other type of work, okay, like commission-based work, like if you're a real estate agent, if you are a farmer. Farmers get paid based off their crop and stuff. Isn't that kind of living paycheck to paycheck? Now, even though it is a statistical fact, it still covers the broad range of people in America, of groups in America, everything in America. You got the people who, like I said, get the commission-based work. Then you also got the groups that are paid on a regular basis, either salary or hourly, bi-weekly, weekly, monthly. I've worked at a place where it pays you monthly. And that's rough right there. That is pretty rough. But it is important to note that it still is a statistical fact that 3 out of 4 people are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, what does that truly mean? What does that truly mean? Okay? What it means is, you get a bill right now. All right. Let's say you get a bill. Let's say you get a bill a week before you get paid. Right? You get that bill: phone bill, electric bill, internet bill, water bill, etc., etc. You hold on to that bill until you get paid. That's what I think it means to live paycheck to paycheck. Right? However, we also got to take in consideration of people who want to make sure they have enough. Now, if they budget correctly, they should understand that they shouldn't have enough when it comes to the next paycheck. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they live paycheck to paycheck. But statistically, in statistical numbers, they are, because instead of paying that bill right then and there, they're waiting until their next paycheck. That is living paycheck to paycheck. Okay? And it's a little sad that it's almost 3/4 of Americans that are doing it. Now, like I said, there will always be exceptions to the rule. Now, you got your realtor agents who could live that type of way. Your farmers, they have to live that kind of way, because there's based off the sales or when the crops are fully grown, etc., etc. There's a bunch of other key factors going into it. But to the people who get a steady income, what I mean by steady, it's not sporadic. It's not based off the market on the meats or how the housing market's doing or things of that nature. The people who get every 2 weeks, weekly or monthly, if you will, get that paycheck and direct deposit it into their bank account, or the check if you still do it. I don't know many places that actually still do paper checks now. But you get that, and you're looking at it, and you're like, I can pay these bills, I can pay these bills with this one, I have to wait until I can pay this one. That is a sad thing to live through. Now, my ultimate goal was to not live that way. Now, it also brings up another interesting conversation or topic that I really wanted to talk about was growing up, I did have some money lessons, okay? I did have some money lessons involving certain things, right? However, it wasn't as detailed as it should have been. I mean, God bless my parents' soul, all my parents' soul, but it wasn't as informative as it should be. And honestly, with the school systems the way they are, they're not teaching enough of it for kids to fully understand it anyways. So it's mostly left the kids themselves to actually learn about it firsthand from bad mistakes mainly, to actually learn from it or not learn from it. It just depends. So, like for instance, paying bills or looking at your bank account, trying to pay bills and things of that nature. I don't know if it was because of like a sort of pride thing that you don't want your kid to worry about the bills and things of that nature. Which I think that's mainly what it was. You don't want your kids to worry about, how tight money really is. But I honestly believe that type of thinking leaves the kid to not fully understand why the decisions you've made, why you can't just go on these constant type vacations and things of that nature, why you can't do that, because money's tight, but you don't want to tell them, or you don't want to show them why is money tight. Now, I think that is, like I said, it has to be more of a pride thing than an actual. You don't want your kids to know that, as a parent, you don't want your kids to know that you're struggling, because in the eyes of a kid, a parent is basically God, if you will. In the eyes of a kid, the parent is God, because because your parent takes care of you, they feed you, they basically bathe you, put clothes on you, they shelter you. Every now and then you get like a cool little gift and whatnot, but they don't fully understand the struggle that you're going through. You don't want to show them that struggle, and I think that part right there is a little bit of a shame for them. Now, I wouldn't say that as a parent you know what it's like to struggle, and you've worked hard to be where you're not struggling, or if you're still struggling, you need to start working hard to where you're not struggling. However, I believe you need to show your kid what it means to properly manage money in a way to where they're not going to be resentful for. So that way, now this is for their benefit, so that way they can get ahead in life. Because as a parent, the ultimate goal is for your kid to be better than you. I want my daughter to be much better than me. I want the next generation of my family to be much better than each one of the parents. Okay, and that's a big goal right there. That's something I really want done. Is that positivity, that greatness, that I want my kids, I don't know, to be much better than me, and the only way to really show them that is to show them my mistakes. Be open up about certain things, and finances, I believe, is a big thing that should be, because growing up, I can tell you from a lot of kids my age group, hell, I can be honest with you, I'll be even more honest with you, I can tell from a lot of generations that talking about bills and money at the dinner table was something you never brought up. And that right there is where the mistake is for me. I don't agree with that. I believe you should be able to talk with your kids about it. You need to talk with your kids about it to help them understand, so that way when they start getting, because you only you're only got them for 18 years, because when they turn 18, they really become their own independent person, and that's when like a lot of mistakes are being made, is right between that 18-24 year age range. A lot of mistakes are being made. Why? Because as parents and as educators, we have failed kids to think the real world. It may be because we, as educators, you look at statistical facts. It's like, oh, you need to start focusing on computer sciences and coding and programming and things of that nature. That's great and all, but if the kid can't balance their damn checkbook, what good is it going to do for him? Honestly, what good is it going to do for that kid? You know, I mean, he's always going to be trying to make more money, but money's not the problem he's facing. It's the fact that he can't manage the money he's got. That's just some little pet peeve I have about it, because I heard something recently that they are taking out certain things like economics or home economics and obviously they're starting to take out electrical classes in high schools, automotive, things of that nature, and that's bad. Honestly, that is really bad. Those are some trade skills that are honestly more in high demand than compared to your fancy ass damn basket weaving degree, is what I would call it. Because there's not a lot of people that can work on a vehicle. Now vehicles are getting more complicated with more computer system programming and things of that nature, but the mechanical side of it is still generally the same. And if you don't know, if you can hook your thing up to the computer and it said, hey, your transmission's busted, you don't know how to replace that transmission, you're fucked either way. A computer programming thing, you can get a computer program dime a dozen from thousands of people, but specialized mechanic or welder or somebody who knows how to really construct a building, it's starting to become more and more difficult. That's the reason why you see that prices of their labor going up, because their demand is going up, because there isn't a lot of them. So why wouldn't you want to start charging people a lot more money for your service? I mean, that's just okay. I'm going off on a weird little tangent, but anyways, let's get back on track. Well, growing up, while my daughter is growing up, I really want to start teaching her the importance of money and balancing, managing your money in a way to work for you and you not work for your money. Okay, because that's the big problem. A lot of people work for their money. They don't have their money work for them, and you work hard to get that money. You need to start making that money work for you. Okay, and that's what I want to teach my daughters, how to do that. And as a parent, I have to be more open about the bad decisions I've made, the bad decisions we've made, so that way our kid doesn't do it. Now, the kid may make bad decisions of their own. That's perfectly fine. The kid is going to have to learn some lessons by themselves. You can't, you can try teaching your kid to walk, but eventually they will fall down. But you got to teach them how to pick back up in a correct way to where it's beneficial to them. But that's just my little pet peeve, because I believe that because I say this, I'm 28 years old. I'm already saying this, and I knew what I know 10 years ago. I'd be in a much better position than I would be. And I want my daughter or my kids to be in a position to where they're not saying that, okay? They're not saying that. Financially, anyways. Now, physically, mentally, emotionally, I can only do so much for them. I mean, that's just how society is going to shape them and stuff. But financially, that's one thing I know that I can install some great core values if I'm open up about it, because a lot of parents are not open about it. Now, take a look at your upbringing. I really want to hear about this. Take a look at your upbringing. Take a look at the discussions you've had about money with your parents and stuff. How were they? What were they about? Were they detailed? Were they not detailed enough? Do you wish you had more of a conversation with it? Do you think you learned enough from it? Go ahead and be open up about it. Go ahead and go ahead and just take those lessons and then try improving upon them, or try creating them, so that way when you teach your kid or somebody who is very close to you about the money and stuff, you can be open up about it in a way that where they can learn that is very beneficial to them. Because I believe that a lot of things are, now this is just my personal opinion, certain things are being kept from being taught at an early age, so that way those effects are lasting longer, so that way you're more dependent on a certain kind of system. That's just me though. Well, anyways guys, I hope you guys comment right down below here, and while you're commenting this silly little comment in the silly little comment section, either good, bad, you suck, or some input about this video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe, and look forward to the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and as always, work hard.